Deedly, deedly, third place. Deedly, deedly, third place. Deedly, deedly, third place. Maybe we start it right here. Maybe it's just me. Are you prepared for all that? Are you prepared for all that? Are you prepared for it to be just me and talk for an hour long? Are you ready to sit through something like that? Are you worried about what that might do to you? Maybe you'll start contemplating whether it's even worth it. Whether this rat race is even worth running. All right, back to our regular scheduled program.
What bold with this one?
What bold? Bazold.
Podcast start yet?
Oh yeah, dude. Had to.
Not yet.
Had to. I thought it'd be funny. Dude, nobody will know.
Wardrobe change.
Nobody will know. I had to, dude. I couldn't sit in the camera and not stare into my own eyes, dude. I started to get confused.
Sit with your own thoughts.
Well, no, I start to trick myself, dude. And
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen.
No, you did not.
Dude, there's a chance that during this podcast there'll be lies told, and I don't want you to feel like you were lied to, or feel like you were misinformed on the subject. So just go into this with an open mind to mistruths and not understanding fully what might or may be happening. I didn't even throw any Baba Booies out, dude. Baba Booey. That ought to do it.
Baba Booey.
I like that. It's going to become a staple. All thanks.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Once again.
Here we are once again.
Day is going all right. What day is it today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Week just started.
I know, dude. Sometimes it's brutal.
Sometimes it is brutal.
I have a hard time at the beginning of the week, and I start, and I think it's what ruins me, is because I start looking forward to the weekend so much that I start compounding hatred towards a fresh week of life.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's like
That's very common for a lot of Americans, man.
But what I've been trying to do is fill things in to my week that excite me. And now when I say that out loud, it sounds stupid as fuck. Because it's like, duh, dude. Putting something you enjoy in the middle of your work week obviously is going to be nice.
Yeah.
Dude, but yeah, in a dumb way, it's true, dude. It's even something dumb like GTA 5 online resets on Thursdays. So now I look forward to Thursdays. So every week they drop new weekly updates, blah blah blah, stuff like that.
Yeah, like new challenges, new double XP for stuff.
New free stuff, blah blah blah, this, that, the other. So it's like I always tune in on Thursdays, and so the excitement for that got me looking forward to Thursday so much. I'm not even worried about Friday. Like, I don't even think about Friday as a work day because I'm so hyped on Thursday.
You got Thursday to look forward to.
Yeah, dude, I'm so hyped on Thursday. That's the excitement of the week, which makes my week shorter. It's like I've been trying to find. That was the basis of when I made the what I should do each day thing.
Yeah.
Because so I had this.
That was some good. I took that advice to heart.
And I don't even use. I've never done it. But actually, the only one thing that I do consistently, which is probably the most important one, is on Mondays I clean. On
nice.
Mondays, I am the most productive I am all week long because I don't do anything else because I was productive on day one.
Good stuff.
So I guess on Mondays, I look for, because Tuesday morning is also the day trash goes out, or Monday night. So I come home from work, I keep that motivation I feel from work, and I go straight into, I wash the dishes. Yesterday I hit the grocery store, I made food I can eat for the week, I prepped out my meals for the week, dude.
Nice.
I did the dishes, I did my laundry, I put my laundry away, dude. I showered.
That's a lot, man. That's self-care right there.
Yeah, and so if I consistently do that, I think I'm at a point already where it's part of my my schedule, because it doesn't feel that hard to do. Whereas there has been points in my life where it's just difficult as fuck to do stuff.
I got to start doing that one. My Mondays are always the exact same, and I always have an awkward amount of time. So I have to go talk to my therapist at 10 a.m. and then I always work at 2:30. So it gives me that weird awkward time. I should just clean the house.
I've heard one thing, and I didn't have to use it, but they say set a 10-minute timer on your phone and just clean aggressively for 10 minutes. And more often than not, you're just gonna finish cleaning whatever you started.
Yeah.
When that timer goes off, you're gonna be like, well, fuck, I'm already half done cleaning the bathroom. I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, if you need that to start,
might as well put the rest of the clothes away.
Yeah, dude. So what I've been doing for my clothes, because I used to have an aggressive clothes
It was
pile.
nasty.
I had a mound, dude. It wasn't nasty.
It wasn't nasty, but it was...
People used to sit in it.
It was
That's
a couch.
How,
I was going to say,
yeah.
I've tripped balls sitting in a
clothes pile.
Sitting
dude.
in your clothes pile.
And a clothes pile, not even that weird. I think if you walked into a $1 million abstract home, and instead of having couches, they just had the shape of a couch, and it was just jeans and shirts and jackets, and hoodies all piled up, like soft, like sweatpants and stuff.
You ever seen who's that French artist?
Dude, that could be a nice couch. Could you imagine you just took the base of a couch and just covered it in shirts and pants, like piled it up to make the cushions? And like put them in bed. Yo, dude, I think I got an idea for a couch. And like, you know how Gillespie likes those shirts, like he's sewing himself shirts where he like adds extra pockets, or pants that have extra pockets and stuff, and like adding, like, it's just like making a Frankenstein shirt essentially. Dude, make a Frankenstein couch sewn from clothes, but also pile clothes onto it. And
I feel like I've seen that kind of thing done.
Because I'm just thinking, like, it looks like a mound. Like, I'm thinking the Pokemon Muck. You know what I'm talking about? That big slime ball.
Yeah.
Imagine that was shaped like a couch and also made out of clothes, not slime.
How about Ralph Pucci? That's what it is. Check out these couches. I'll throw one up on stream.
Whoa, dude, that would be nice. Yeah, dude, that's like Conversation Pit-esque. I like that.
And they're like,
I like that because somebody, like, 3 people could be facing each other.
There's always pictures. I always see like pictures of like skaters. They take like a bunch of pictures where there's like 3 or 4 of them just chilling on the couch, and they're all in just like different positions. Always looks super cool.
You know how in the last spot I was saying I want to be the creating a ton of things, jack of all trades style creating. That's dope,
right?
Dude, you know what I was saying? Jack of all trade style creating.
Definitely.
Dude, imagine this, and let's this will be written down through video form.
Yeah.
And so we can always come back to this idea, so I don't have to write it down on my phone. But dude, you know how hovercraft exists in like a small sense? People build the big fans and they get things to hover, dude.
Yep.
Let's build a fucking table that hovers.
No, we did that type of thing in...
Not like just magnets, and not like the hanging chain thing, but actually hovers. It's a fan table, and you plug it in, and you can move it around.
Okay, so
you can set it to a spot, and it uses AI to look at, and so you can pinpoint where something is, dude, and it just sits there. So with that couch you just showed me, that's where the idea came from. You're eating, and you're watching TV, and you want to sit in the middle. You pull the table over, and it hovers right there.
Oh.
And so it's like you could be sitting here, you could pull the table up to you, you could eat your food like this, and then you could move the table over there.
We had these things in, I think it was in physics class. I think it was in like 9th grade or 8th grade physics class. And it was like this round piece of wood that you would stand on, and then like the bottom half was like a quarter of a yoga ball or something, like cut to the bottom of it and it's plastered on.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
And then you take like a leaf blower and there's like a hole in the top of the wood.
Oh, yeah.
And you were able to like ride it and it would like float up and...
See? That
it was a concept very similar to that.
So but they're always riding, because that's the funnest part about hover anything, is that you can move on it.
Yeah.
But, if we had it down, people will make a table. If we had hoverboards down, or hover things down, like we had cars that hovered and stuff like that, we would have tables that hovered, just because it's easy and it'd look cool and people like to buy stuff that's the same. Familiar but new.
Yeah.
Familiar but new. Huh.
You know, you mentioned it earlier, going back to Grand Theft Auto. I think we've mentioned it before, but what's your plan for Grand Theft Auto 6?
Dude, I'm going to play the shit out of it, probably.
You know, my idea... Well, my plan is to, when GTA 6 drops, I would imagine they're going to probably drop a PlayStation 5 bundle pack with it.
Yeah, dude, I actually heard that the PlayStation 5 Pro is coming out soon.
So, get the PlayStation 5 Pro...
And GTA 5
and get a bundle pack with that, so you probably get like $120 value. You probably get a shark card. You probably get a bunch of free extra vehicles, whatnot.
You probably get everything.
Everything.
I'm just going to get the most expensive version.
Yeah.
If they have a version that's $300,
I
just get that one.
I don't agree with the AAA way of selling games these days, where it's like, buy the $70 version, which is the base game.
I hate it too.
Or buy the $130 version, which is the full game with everything in it. And then we're still going to be releasing shit that you can buy. Yeah. I don't like that. But when it comes to Grand Theft Auto, and it comes to Rockstar Corporation, I do it.
I do it too.
I do it. They make me wet, man.
I won't buy shark cards. I might
be a little slut for a shark card or two.
Because I'll just play the game. I'll just play the game.
I don't know. They might
money.
make it shiesty, man. You know,
no, dude, I'll never do it. I'll never do it because they are one of the few things. Like everything has a separate currency that equates exactly to dollars, but GTA hasn't because their money is just money.
True.
So you have to buy money, but you can also earn money in the game. So why the fuck would I ever buy it with real dollars when I can just play the game? It's
just
the same,
mod it.
dude. No, it's the same thing as mobile games. When you pay to play a mobile game, you're just paying to beat the game faster and stop playing it.
Well, definitely.
So it's just like, and it's a little different for GTA because you can endlessly play it.
One mobile game, Fallout Shelter, that I've had since I was in like 7th grade.
That one.
Yeah, it was a gas game. Every single year, I get like 1 or 2 iTunes gift cards for Christmas or whatever.
On there.
What else am I gonna do? You know?
Yeah, that's
dude,
fair. See, that's fair.
I've probably put like $150.
Dude, my worst one
into this game, and I've 100%ed it.
My worst one, dude, is I had this game I was playing for a little bit, and I was just like, I never spend money. I'm gonna drop the money for no ads. $30 for no ads, dude. I dropped it, dude. I don't play that game anymore. Which probably isn't as bad as some console games I've probably bought and then never played.
Definitely, I've done that.
Like when shit's on sale, I'm just like, I'll play that at some point, and there's a chance I will.
Dude, Steam Summer Sale, they'll get you bad.
That's why
I'll check out with a cart with 15 games that I touched 2 of.
That's why I want to live until I'm old as fuck, dude. So then I can come back and play these classics, dude. Play these classics that are just like, oh damn, I never had time for that one, but now I can't move.
That's why I've really been getting back into old school games. I hopped out. I got the Xbox 360 out, my old one. Played through Fallout 3. Playing through Grand Theft Auto 4 right now. And then I just bought a Game Boy, and I bought a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 for that. That's pretty dope.
Tried and true game, Skate 3, dude.
I'm thinking...
Never got old.
Next thing I buy is Gillespie said he'd offer his PlayStation 2, or I'm going to go to the store and buy one.
Yeah.
But he said I'll either buy that one for $100 or go to the store for one for $100.
Nice. PlayStation 2. I don't know if I've ever played any games on the PlayStation.
Dude,
actually, I own a PS2.
I grew up on the PS2.
Dude, I have a PS2.
You do?
Yeah.
Where?
He has the PS2 Slim. That's the one you were talking about? He has the Slim. It's like a laptop.
The one that's out here. Under that Xbox.
That's mine.
That's yours?
That's mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, he has the Slim one.
How much would you sell that for?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
We have Soul Cali games on that. So.
Oh, damn.
I also have, I grew up playing that one, so
did you ever play,
I could never.
Did you ever play Dynasty Warrior?
Nope.
Okay, that was a classic, Japanese release game.
I didn't have a ton of games on anything, but the ones that, we had some whack ass games. My dad must have bought a bundle or a Craigslist bundle or something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
that was a thing.
Why did I have Ping Pong the game, dude? You could press any on the Xbox 360. You could press any button and it would hit the ball back.
That's awesome.
So it's just you could get an insane you set the bot to be super difficult. You just button mash any button. Maybe there was a thing about the game, but you couldn't lose if you tried, dude. It was so fucking weird.
Do you remember the movie Over the Hedge?
Yeah.
I had the PlayStation 2 game for that. It was that was a cherished memory. Over the Hedge, PlayStation 2.
Over the Hedge.
Over the Hedge.
Yeah. That's wild, dude.
Mm-hmm. Played a lot of Medal of Honor on the PlayStation 2. Medal of Honor was sweet.
Dude, I don't even remember what the game was called. It was a Crash Bandicoot game. And it was like a story mode version, and it was there was paths and everything, but it was mostly fighting. There was you could use the mask to take over beasts, and then you could ride the beasts and stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty gnarly, dude. It was a good game. Me and my brother played the shit out of that. Otherwise, Halo games we'd always smoke through. Then when we first got Assassin's Creed games,
I was big on Halo.
Yeah,
big on Assassin's Creed too.
My uncle, he liked video games, so he would always buy, and he didn't have kids or anything, so he would always buy every game and not play them. But he'd have the physical disc, so when we'd go there, we could play the shit. He had 2 big plastic tubs, which now that I think about it, isn't even that much because that's what I have now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll acquire more because eventually I won't play my Xbox.
Yeah.
And then because I'll have the PS5, and then eventually the PS5 Pro. Hopefully, I never own the PS5.
So I have an interesting a little inlet. So back in the days, we were really young, elementary school, middle school, kind of just getting into Xbox video games, growing up on shit. My sister, who's my half-sister, we share same mom, different dad. Her uncle on her side of the family, he was a video game tester. And so she got like plugs through that, and so we got like original Assassin's Creeds and like shit when they would first drop. That's pretty sick, it was sweet growing up, especially at her dad's house. They had so many cool games.
Yeah, dude, I bet.
I grew up on a lot of cool stuff.
Tell me about that. And one of the first consoles I even played on was the Game Boy Advance, dude. And my uncle was dating this girl that like she had a kid, and he would always have all the newest Pokemon games and stuff. And he would be like, "I'm done with this one." Yeah, dude, it was a fat come up, dude. Nice. It was always a fat come up, dude. Nice. Like, I'm pretty sure we had a game or two from him, but
dude, I got a hell of a story. This is a good. We'll clip this one. I don't know how young I was. I must have been 4, 5, 6, somewhere around that area. We were in the Eden Prairie Malls with my dad, and we were in the GameStop. And I think we just had what did we have? A Nintendo 64. I think we had that for a while, and I think we had the PlayStation 2. And we were at GameStop just looking. Like, I just begged so I could look at the video games because I thought it was sweet. There was a guy in there, just somewhat adult, who was trying to sell his DS. It was the original big fat DS, the silver one, and he was trying to sell it to them, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll give you $10 for it." Turned around and he was like, "Kid, you got a DS?" "No." He was like, "Here you go." Just gave me a DS.
Because he was like, "Fuck the $10."
Yeah, he was like, fuck GameStop.
That's dude, funny as fuck, dude. What a come up.
Made my life, dude. I swear to you. That's one thing. If
you could find him?
Dude, what
would you do if you found him?
I've been sitting there on mushrooms being like, dude, if you can feel me in the universe, I'm reaching out to you.
I've actually done that.
Here's a hand. Dude, real shit. I gotta actualize it.
I've been starting to do it sober.
You have to actualize your life, man. You have to fucking give thanks.
I feel there is some sort of something, dude. There's gotta be. So sometimes
there's some sort of everything, man.
And I'll just be like, okay, maybe they won't know what this is, but maybe they feel something different right now.
I send people some shit all the time.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, dude. I actually control everything.
Yes, sir.
I actually control everything. I use my mind. I close my eyes and I think, and I stare deeply into my eyelids. When it's pitch black, I stare deeply into my eyelids, and I just...
If I focus hard enough, I can astrologically project.
Yeah. Dude, there has been one time where I was trying to fall asleep, so one of the things I do when I'm falling asleep is I close my eyes and I try and fall into the darker spots. So like when I close my eyes, part of it looks like I don't know how to describe it, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. There's darker parts when I'm closing my eyes, and so I fall into that like a tunnel, and the deeper I fall, the deeper I'm falling into sleep. So I close my eyes and I like lean forwards in my mind, and I start falling into the darker spot. And then as I go through them, I've gotten to some weird places, I feel like, because there's been times where I feel like I could sense where everybody else in the crypt was.
Yeah.
And I had no idea, like no way to tell exactly where everybody was, but I just felt like I could see them through the walls.
I do one at night where like I'll just be laying on my back. Just
yeah, that's right. I can see you guys.
Just be staring up at the ceiling, and if you just like lay really still, like even now, like if I just don't move at all, there's like I get like certain points, especially my legs, that I can feel where it's like, kind of like what you're saying, where there's these empty spots.
Yeah.
And if I just focus on it and kind of fall into it and feel it, it gets bigger, and my legs just like it grows, and it just slowly you just get like a whole body feeling of this like disassociation kind of.
I do that, but I've always thought of it differently. Sometimes when if I have a cut on my hand or something, I actively try to heal, like not like, but like I focus on that area and I try to bring my whole body to that spot.
I had a buddy one time,
and that kind of sounds like what you're doing. It's like you're focusing on like a spot on your legs, and you're bringing your entire body to that spot.
That's some chi, man. And I had a buddy one time tell me, he came to me and he was freaking out. He's told me he could feel his hair growing on the top of his head.
Tweaker, man.
And then he said, dude, this kid is a tweaker. And then he said he looked it up, and it was true. He was like, nah, bro, other people said they reported the same thing. I was like, no way, dude.
Yeah, a bunch of tweakers.
Yeah, no way.
Bunch of tweakers on the internet
said, feel your hair growing.
They're like, dude, my hair is fucking growing.
I do not believe it. I do not believe it.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. That's a weird one for sure. People feeling their hair grow.
I can't feel my hair grow.
Yeah, dude. And I remember a name this time, dude. And this is a real thing I'm considering doing. If I ever have $100,000, I'll do this. I'll spend 5 to 6% of my $100,000 going on a one-on-one trip with Wim Hof, dude. That's a name drop. Wim Hof, dude. So there's this thing called the Wim Hof method. In the Guinness World Record book, you see that guy sitting in ice? That's that guy.
Oh, really?
So I've told you about this.
Yeah,
you know
you
about
have.
this at all?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, so this guy sells a seminar where you can climb a mountain with him. He'll teach you in like a week. You go on a week-long vacation with this dude. You get to learn his method, and then at the end of the thing, you climb a mountain in shorts with him.
Damn.
And because you master
your
not
breath,
getting
your breathing, and
so you master
your
not
blood
getting cold.
circulation.
Right, and then with that, he's also like they've done a study with this guy, and they inject the flu or some shit, and they inject a disease directly into him, and he can just send his white blood cells to target that, and he doesn't get sick.
I mean,
dude, in a hospital, rigged up to every machine, and doctors watching, they said he never once had it. They injected him with it, and to prove that he's just not some miracle of science, some miracle of nature, dude, he taught it to a bunch of students, bro. And they did the same fucking thing in a hospital, rigged up to machines, doctors watching.
This has also been proven in...
that's legendary, dude.
In, like, Nepalese Buddhists.
I'm not familiar.
Nepalese Buddhism and in the Himalayas, their religion, they have some like oh man, I watched a documentary regarding like this specific like sect of monks in the Himalayas that were like almost wiped out by the Chinese red by the shit, man. It's so hard to reach into the back of my mind on something like this.
When I rewatch these, I'm like, fuck, dude. I say like a lot.
Yeah,
and I did.
Well, I'll show you. I'll send it to you or something. But it was a very interesting documentary regarding like breathing techniques and like being able to raise your internal body temperature and ward off disease.
That's what makes me feel like there's something deeper in that, and so it's like that's why I do dumb shit. Like it's like when you're a kid and you watch a Star Wars movie and then you go outside and practice the Force, and it's like that's stupid, but at the same time, it's like there it is. It's like think about playing a video game that before they dropped cheat codes. Yeah. So you would just have to click a bunch of different buttons to figure out what the cheat code is. What if similar to real life, you just had to try a bunch of there's probably millions of inputs.
I think so.
For your human body.
I think so.
You can lift your finger up 1 inch. You can lift your finger up 2 inch. You can blah blah blah. You can do this, that,
and
the other.
Certain inputs.
And everything is millions
together.
of inputs. Like all day, you're making tons of inputs with your body. And what if there was like if you do this, this, and this, you can do this.
Have you ever heard of the circadian rhythm?
Nope. It sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is.
It has to do. It's a there's a part in your brain that controls it, along with like a lot of other things, but it is solely responsible for like your sleeping pattern and your like day-night cycle.
Huh.
And it has it. Yeah,
because I have heard something where it was like people.
Every animal has one. And people think like the Earth has its own circadian rhythm.
Well, some people are like, "Oh, why do you stay up so late? You're a fucking freak. You're a weirdo." Blah blah blah. But what if you were just supposed to be slightly over?
Yeah, no, that's just
like. What if you were supposed to be like if you were 1,000 miles that way, you'd be on a perfect sleep schedule.
Some people are 6 a.m. people, or some people are 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Some people are 12
so
p.m.
Like, imagine you took Gillespie, who sleeps in, and you moved him to a place where the sun comes up later in the day.
Yeah.
So then now he wakes up naturally at 7 in the morning.
I don't know how that would work. I'm sure he would adjust somehow.
Or I wake up fucking crack of dawn early, right?
Yeah.
But what if I moved somewhere where when I was waking up, it was like noon? You know, because it's like my time doesn't change. If I move around the world, my time doesn't change. I've still been awake for this many hours, blah, 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 that, the other.
Time is relative.
They just call it jet lag. But does it have something else? Does flying take something out of you?
Cream.
It takes the cream out of you.
Takes the cream out of you.
I did want to try and keep this one a little bit lighter. Keep it a little bit hee. But we are having a hard time. But that's no problem. Because I think
come under hard times.
I think if you're fucking actively listening, you're here for something else. I don't know. You're here for obligation as a friendship. If you're 25 minutes into this podcast, you're probably here for friendship.
Definitely.
It's for obligation to friendship.
No, that's what there is.
No
and that's what we're here to offer, though, Lawson. That's what you have to understand. Is some people. I've worked with people who their first place, their home, they don't like going home. They don't like their wife. They don't like their kids. They don't like sleeping on the couch.
I've worked with many people who don't like their second place work.
And the second place, fuck your second place. Fuck the office. Fuck going to work every day. I hate getting up early. Sometimes you just need a third place where you can come, relax, be yourself. Be yourself around like-minded individuals that are willing to understand, judge, appreciate, and move on with life.
Yeah.
You want to hear a really cool story?
Yeah.
One of the gnarliest things I've ever seen. I was with our mutual friend who was on the podcast, Roger. I was in the car with him. It was probably 3:30 in the morning. We were driving over by the lake over there. And so we were driving around, pitch black at night. He's driving. I'm looking out the passenger. I'm just looking at the sky, whatever. It's pitch black out. See a little light come out of the corner of the eye. I look over to the left, over the lake. Giant portal opens up in the sky. Bright white meteor. Just shoo, like lights up the whole lake bright white. I can see the town on the other side of the lake.
And?
After about 2 or 3 seconds, it was gone. Me and Roger started screaming and couldn't believe that that's what we saw, and nobody else saw anything like it. We tried to look it up. Nothing.
Did you pull over after?
No, we just smoked a dab, went home, he dropped me off. I went home and passed out. Huh. But it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Giant portal.
We still talk about it to this day every once in a while.
A big flash.
It literally like I know it was just a meteor, like something like coming through the atmosphere just for a brief second.
Through a portal, though.
But it literally looked like, whoa, like this giant portal opened up. I mean, like, if you're looking up at the sky like this, imagine just like a couple inch wide.
Portal like, out of the sky. And then a meteor comes out of it?
Yeah, it was all bright white at first, and then towards like the last like second and a half, it was like a blue-green.
Was it coming at you, or was it?
Nah, it was just like...
Just way above?
Just way above, just sideswiped the sky, just... Whoa.
Did it look like it was coming down? Like, was it falling, or was it flying?
Looked like it was flying.
Whoa.
Yeah, just like real far out there, just shoot, like a paintbrush real quick.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, one of the crazy, and like just ever. And me and Bobby, a couple weeks ago, you can ask Bob, we had there was a meteor shower going on. We went outside, we went out to the train tracks and watched it. We saw some pretty cool meteors, but just shooting stars.
Yeah, nothing like this.
Huh. No. That was like once in a lifetime, one of the craziest things I have ever seen.
That's pretty wild, dude.
Yep.
That is an interesting thing to experience.
Yep.
I went to school I went to middle school in this town.
Yeah, you did.
And they didn't have buses for the first couple of years. But when they finally did, we finally started taking it. And so I was riding the bus. I'd come up that road and then around the lake. And then we would drive past, and they have a bank right over here on the corner over here. And we would drive past that bank every day because I don't think there was always a road that went underneath the highway. So we would just go over it on the bus because you could go straight across it before. But too many people died crashing, going straight across because of fog or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they've changed that up, so now it's not like that anymore. But that's used to be how it goes. So we'd go straight up Main Street and then cross the highway to get to school. But that bank is on that corner there, and it's been robbed a couple of times while I went to school there. Like enough where it's like our bus would have to reroute because like cops were everywhere and like blah 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 blah. And dude, one time it was really bad, dude. We were pulling up, and this is like it's always early in the morning, so it's like it must be getting robbed like the second they open because it's like we're riding the school bus to school. It's probably like it's before 8 o'clock, you know. And so we're riding the school bus up, dude, and we hear like a, like kind of like a little pop go, and we just assumed it's like the bus, an older bus, pop, like just like backfiring or something, dude. But dude, as we get closer, dude, you see all these cops fucking sitting behind the doors opened up, and there's everyone's just kind of getting down, and it looked kind of serious. The bus had to stop and slow down before it turned because there was obviously it was hectic there, and everybody was trying to see what was going on and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, and then you see 2 or 3 people run out of the building, dude.
No way.
Yes, dude. You see 2 or 3 people run out of the building, and they have a car parked really, like, up close. Like, it's almost, like, on the curb, like, in the grass.
They have green money bags?
No, it wasn't like that. I think 2 of them had backpacks on. I think 2 of them had black backpacks on. One of them didn't. And they were just getting out of there fast, and then they were getting into the car. But, dude, like, it's hard to remember quite because it's like you're sitting on a bus, you're a couple seats back, you know. It's like you're kind of getting that side view, but you're also looking through like 15 frames of window, you know, because the bus has a bunch of windows and everything. And so it's like you're seeing all the frame of everything. So it's kind of like a little bit hard to tell. Plus, we're kids. The bus driver's trying to be discreet probably about it. But, dude, and then the cops they all get together, dude, and they dumped on this car, dude.
You saw this?
Dude, they dumped on the car, dude. They fucking threw the shit out of the
God.
car, dude. It was gnarly. Dude, and then after they got done dumping on the car, dude, you could kind of see one person was still kind of like toughed up behind it because it's like, so how it is there's the front of the bank, and then there's that like entry walkway, and their car was like parked up on the sidewalk in the grass area right up to the front. So, and then all the cops were surrounded around that part.
Yeah.
So where they came out of the bank, they were directly in like cover of their car.
Yeah.
Some of them got clipped, but there was clearly one still back there, dude. So then you see all the cops slowly start to push up, dude, and execution style the last dude.
Hey.
Yeah, dude, it was gnarly, dude. And this was all before what? First grade, second grade.
Did you get like
dude?
counseling?
No, dude, they just didn't. They didn't even talk about it at school, bro, because they weren't like there. They probably weren't doing news reports till after school that day, dude.
Yeah, that's
they barely
fucking
even
crazy.
touched base on that, dude.
That's crazy. I have a story that
on the way
kinda,
to school. That's like a second or third grade, and maybe I was in 4th grade.
You brought up a crazy memory. I think I was in. That's a nut story. That's crazy. That's insane. I was in. So you know where my house is, my parents' house.
Yeah.
Over there. And then so if you go out and you take a left and you go across the street, there's that park with the baseball field right there.
Yeah.
So it was a normal. I think I was in 3rd grade, maybe 2nd or 3rd grade, and I didn't really realize that it happened. But normal school morning, and our bus passed by that park after they picked me up. They like pick me up, and then we go around, hit the rest of the town, and then we come back and we pass by that park. A man had hung himself the night before.
Dude, I think you told me this
on the on like the monkey bar kind of thing.
Yeah, dude.
And I think I was thinking like I've kind of thought about it, and I think my brain blocked it out.
Yeah.
But
You
I
erased
like
that one?
I think like I vaguely remember like just being in the morning time like tired and sleepy and like seeing it. And I remember
That's
like
wild,
yeah, no, it was like
bro.
a thing. And then when we all got to school, like they found out like the bus drivers like called it in, and like the cops called
feel
it
like
in.
You got it, dude.
And there was like counselors waiting for us at school. I don't remember really much of it. I don't remember like going to
Do you remember
counseling.
how old you were?
I think I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade.
Dude.
But
Dude, bus rides were crazy. I suppose
Yeah.
bus rides just as like you're in your sheltered home to your sheltered school as a child, and in between you can experience as
the
much
whole world.
real life. Yeah,
It's the whole world
It's
out
the whole world in between your home and school.
transportation is scary, man.
Yeah,
Getting to and from.
I wonder about that. I wish there was a way for people to experience more parts of the world right off rip.
Yeah.
Like imagine every grade of school you had to be in a different country.
Yeah, I
Like
think
it was just like everybody, all countries were cool. There's no more war. There's no hostility towards any person.
I think the best cure against like bigotry, racism, that kind of stuff is
Yeah.
travel.
Well, dude, and that's what I was saying before, dude. If you understand, if you hear somebody else's story, you can relate and understand.
Most definitely.
And so
As
it's
all
just like-
humans, we have like
so-
an
That's what like politics create the divide so that they can keep shelling. You know, it's easier to convince 51% than everybody. You know,
I hate that. I hate it so much.
just numbers wise, it's way easier to convince 51% of people than 100%.
It's ridiculous. Like, there's no way in hell that half the country is Republican and half the country is Democrat.
But
There's no
probably
way.
80% of people are confused.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like,
And they just want to fit in, and they want to, because they're worried about rejection, dude. They're worried about rejection, so they're just like, oh yeah, I also do that. I wonder about that because I've never felt that way, but I can guarantee you there's people out there because it really eats at me when somebody switches up like that.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like, dude, I love this, and I'm like, not my favorite, and they're like, yeah, I don't even really like it either.
Yo, let me.
I'm like, dude, stand your ground.
Here, let me bring a concept to you.
I want them to fight me on it a little bit, and maybe that's bad of me, but
think about sports teams. I've never like understood. Like
I didn't grow up watching sports.
I didn't either. And like I understand why people are into sports and watching sports, but there's one thing I don't understand is like the well, I guess Pod knows we're in Minnesota, but like the Minnesota the North Star team. That was like our hockey team forever. And then they just like sold it to Texas or something.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just like sold the North Star like in the early 2000s.
Huh.
And like the idea of like being able to just trade and like send
like
players
the
and
draft
buy
and
players.
everything, yeah.
Like I can just trade somebody from New York.
But
like,
then you got to think about it at the same time. If you were a professional athlete and you lived in a state, so you were naturally just on their sports team, but then somebody from a different state was like, yo, I'll pay you $20 million, you'd switch up fast. Be like, dude, I've always wanted to live in Ohio.
Well, it's just like, it's the idea of like identity, and like I don't have any identity with my sports teams.
Yeah.
What if only like 30% of the players are from my native state?
I think
then I don't really care.
I think what it's really about is because it's such a popular event, people create memories based around them, which creates like they start relating like the sporting events to joy or happiness. So it's like you went there as a kid with your dad, so now you like going there as an adult. And then when you have a kid, you want to bring your kid there so that your kid has memories of going to the game with the dad, and it was always so lit, you know, something like that. But I think we should expand. I think sports are falling off. I don't think people really pay attention to sports because I think we're starting to get away from pretending. Like big corporations are like, let's not pretend anymore. We're just gonna blatantly tell you that we're fucking you up.
Yeah,
and you're gonna embrace that.
Yeah,
it's like I don't think people watch sports as much as they want to gamble on sports. Like if you took gambling out of sports completely, like draft whatever and like all the other gambling, online gambling for sports, like if none of those existed, I think people would be like, meh.
Did you know if you look into the legality of it, all like NFL, NHL, NBA, all those big sports associations are legally, whether or not they do it is questionable, but they are legally allowed to cheat and rig games.
Dude, 100% it's rigged, dude.
Yeah, they're registered under the organization.
Popularity, 100%, dude.
They're recognized as like an entertainment organization, which gives them the complete right to play games however they want.
What allows it to kind of remain a mystery is I feel like they still, like, the people who are good, they allow to go further. Because if they play really good, they're getting more attention, which means they're getting more views, which means they should keep letting that person play. Like
certain people get sponsorships based off of style and...
Like, if your team just did nothing fancy and you just won every single time by, like, 1 point, you'd probably get kicked out fast by a team that was just, like, aggressively winning.
Yeah.
Like, if they just never slowed down and they just kept running at 100%. But who knows? Maybe the tension would keep people, like, viewing.
Maybe.
It's weird, dude. I don't think we should base things off of views. I don't think you should have to look at something to determine its value. I think you should just pump and dump a bunch of information and stuff out there. That way, it's creating more unique people it's like not everybody's watching the same content. Like, it would be gnarly if Netflix took a stance like YouTube and was just like, fuck it, free. Fuck it, free, and everybody can post their own movies here.
Yeah.
And so... they're not like YouTube videos. It's not just like your top 10 blah blah blahs. It's actual movies, but anybody can post them. So you're watching movies that some kid made for college, somebody made because they were bored. You know, you're watching all sorts of things. So there's so many. You can search a word, you know, and then it'll bring up every single movie that's ever been made with that title. I think that'd be kind of nice. I want to see something, not the one that everybody saw because it was told that it was the best.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that, like, I found and 4,000 other people also really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Or 1,000 people really enjoyed it enough to watch it 4 times.
I mean, there's there's some small, like, film communities you can get into.
Yeah, lame.
I followed, I'll shout them out. Look them up on Instagram, Cathode TV, I think it is, Cathode Cinema.
Huh.
It's a LA-based, like, film critique thing, but it's also a live stream. The main part of it is basically a live stream. Every night they do, like, they'll live stream 10 movies and they're all just super obscure, unseen movies. Like, you would have never seen any of these movies.
That's pretty gnar. I
and
like that.
Every single night is, like, you know, Japanese noir, or it's, like, true romance or something. But it's always, like, kind of weird offshoot topics.
Yeah, it's somebody kind of making a weird little thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's all very art house, very
I want to see more weird
homemade.
little things.
Well, maybe we'll pop it out and I'll see if they have maybe tonight we can watch a movie.
I just wonder about, like there's got to be people out there that are great at doing something, but they just never do it because it doesn't come up.
Most definitely.
And it's just like people who throw themselves into work, it's like because they couldn't find anything else they liked doing.
Yeah.
So or their life is bad, so they throw themselves into work. But it's like, imagine they found something that they were just like, this is it, dude.
Definitely.
And it's like, what if they were instead of manipulated to want to do the inane normal thing, they switch up, dude. And they follow their little dreams. I think all adults should follow their dreams.
Most definitely.
Adults, follow your dreams.
I think anybody of any age range should follow their dreams.
If a kid knocks on your door, if a 23-year-old knocks on your door and you're an adult and asks you to play catch out in the yard, you should say yes.
You know, if an 18-year-old kid comes to your door and asks you, are you going to hell or not?
If an 18-year-old kid comes to your door and asks you if you want to become part of a super successful dropshipping company / scheme, I think you should fucking grab life by the balls, dude, and just do it.
Definitely.
We should have had that kid in, sat him down, been like,
I had to go out there once. We let the pitch run for 3 minutes before I stood up, and I was like, should we go out there? Nick, he was like, yeah, let's do it. We just walked out there. What are you saying?
I bet that was kind of intimidating for the kid.
I bet. He was like stumbling over his words, so nervous.
Yeah, dude, I'd be nervous as fuck too.
Very strange.
It's a weird thing to do, knock on somebody's door at 8 p.m.
It is very strange.
Especially as a young lad, dude.
In a small town like this?
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should get back to
doing. Could you monologue if I ran outside?
Yeah, if you're quick.
I'll be quick. What do you monologue about?
I don't know, dude. I always just do it off the old dome.
Off the old dome, he says.
Okay, I'm going to give it a couple. I'm going to give it a couple seconds to set the mood. Set the tone. I just want to make sure that my message is clear. I apologize, and I'm sincerely hurt by the events that unfolded. I wish they didn't play out like that, but from what I know as a person, I can't go back. I can't change the past, and I have to just keep going forwards. And if that's what it has to come down to, if nobody's willing to forgive me, then what can we say? What can we say about people? Nobody gets a second chance. Nobody gets a time to collectively find their way. Yeah, I made a few mistakes. Yeah, sure, I did some of the worst things possible. But we gotta be willing to accept that there's nothing good or bad about any decision. And I really hope that you can forgive me for my actions.
What are you talking about, dude? What?
Dude, hopefully that one's good, dude.
What did I just walk in on?
Dude,
you confessing your sins to Father?
Yeah, dude, just exposing myself on the internet.
Oh, my goodness. You were getting dense, dude, while I was out.
Dude, I'm trying to learn how to...
articulate?
Just jump into a made up person, or a moment. Like just like quickly come up with without thinking, like you're somebody else. Like
hello, Mike. Chips to bow.
Like just dropping into another pair of shoes and just like for like moments. So it's like just dropping into like you're in a business meeting and you gotta sell, and you have everything. You have your whole life on this line, dude. And you're like, you have to convince 7 people to go with your plan, but you just dropped in, so you don't know what the plan is. You don't know what they were trying to say. You spawn in, and you're like trying to guess the situation, see what's going on, and you're like,
Sometimes I think about like memories in my life that like I want to relive, and I think about like that like
dropping in.
Those are the ones like that. Like if somebody could be like, "Yo, I want to be a fucking 10-year-old kid doing this shit," and it's like just happens to be one of my greatest memories.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be a thing in the future. You seen those?
You were fatty in the VR.
Dude, the Apple Vision Pro, they tease this thing. I'm not sure if it's now that they're out, if they actually did it, but they tease this thing where it has a 360 camera, so you could record memories. So if you record your shit with your Vision Pros on, then so it's like I record you on this couch, then when you leave, I can watch you sitting on the couch like doing your thing. So it's like it was like a mom or grandma playing with her kid or something, and this lady's just like watching it on the couch.
That's
in her
insane.
house. Yeah, dude, it is pretty wild, dude. Because it just generates the thing that's not there.
I thought it was so funny. I'd come over here and like, I wouldn't be kicking with you. I'd be with Gillespie. We'd just be down here kicking, and you'd come down here for water, grab a little bit of food.
Get hydrated.
Yeah, and then you talk to us for 5 minutes, and you go, well, back to the virtual reality. Back to the virtual
world, dude.
Yeah, that's what you'd say, the virtual world.
Sometimes you got to dive into a world that's not your own.
Head back up to the dungeon.
You got to separate yourself from this reality.
Yeah.
It helps with not taking things so seriously.
I think the more you take it seriously and the faster you come to the conclusion of how serious it is, the easier it will be.
Dude, that is not true. You're probably so stressed out all the time, dude.
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable all the time.
Dude, I went the opposite way because, there's been some times where I...
And who's in college right now, Lawson?
Maybe. If that equates success, congratulations.
Thank you.
But there's been some times where I've been like, what if this isn't real? What if I'm fucked right now? And it's like, and how I ground myself with that is deciding that it doesn't matter, because if I don't know that this is reality, then what am I going to change? And if I figure out that this isn't reality, what am I going to change? Am I going to act different? And if I do act different, why am I not already acting that way?
I go the opposite way, man. If I'm feeling overwhelmed and I just need to kind of like take a step back, I do the opposite. What are 3 things that I smell, 3 things that I see, 3 things that I touch?
You're saying you're picking things that are serious, and you're being like, everything is important and serious, so everything matters.
I think it's worth living. I think it's all. I don't think we're all just here for shits and giggles.
What's your biggest worry right now? You're actively right now.
My biggest worry. Wow, that's a good one.
Maybe not biggest, but just what's a worry you've thought of today? Like, oh shit, I gotta do my laundry, or oh shit, I gotta
school, homework.
Oh shit, I got homework to do.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, homework's important. But in my brain, if homework was stressing me out so much, and I was like tweaking about having to do it and everything, and I was like, oh, there's so much to do, blah, 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 then I think about like a bigger event. Like if somebody close to you dies, that homework, that worry disappears. Not important anymore.
Yeah.
And so with knowing that, then I go about my life as if, like, if somebody were to die today, none of this matters. It's not important. It's not worth stressing about. Why am I stressing about blah, 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 blah? And then I've transferred that to fears, too. If I'm like, oh, dude, this is sus, or, oh, I don't want to do this, or, oh, this is scary, blah, 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 blah. I tell myself, like, if this is the moment, if I'm tweaking and I'm like, oh, am I going to die right now? I'll always tell myself, I'll be like, embrace it. If this is my moment to die, then how am I going to stop it?
This is the moment.
Yeah. So then I enjoy my last moments.
Yeah.
And then it never is the last moments, And so it's like in the worst case scenario, I die. I enjoyed my last few moments.
You gotta come to the realization of mortality.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that one the other day.
It de-stresses for me. Yeah. And that's why I want to learn more about Buddhism, because I think there might be some key words of wisdom. Not that I'm going to like convert, but just I think I'll be able to use information that they might hold, and I can transfer to my life. And that's what I think is a better way to do than finding yourself an idol like religion or politics or whatever.
Yeah.
Just fucking collect information from everybody with a little bit of grain of salt, and then build your own little views.
Yeah.
Come up with your own fucking ideas. God damn it.
Original ideas.
Yeah, think of something new, you fuck.
You fuck.
Yeah.
If you could live in any time period, any civilization, what civilization would you like to live in?
Dude, early Mesopotamia.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it. Ancient Sumeria.
Dude, man, as long as I'm chilling, I would just go somewhere where nobody's at. I think there's
Be a
peace in
cave
that.
dweller.
Yeah, and people will find me, and if they're out exploring and they're not out killing, then I'll invite them in, bro, and they'll be like, "Yo, I know this guy in the woods. If you go to his crib, he'll serve you the best food ever." And it's like, if I go back in time to early Mesopotamia with all my knowledge now, dude, I'm just the world's best cook. I just am the guy who knows how to make the best food in the world. Dude, nobody would kill me.
I want to be like a 12th century, like, Germanic hermetic wizard. You know, I want to be like a druid out in the forest in my own little...
Dude, you know how easy it would be? Imagine time travel exists and that just created weird characters in the past.
Time travel does exist. We're doing it right now.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Alternate universe where everything travels backwards.
I think you were there when I called my buddy on the phone, but I was explaining the idea.
Hydration break
Had to. I was driving in my car. Just driving. There was somebody behind me, and I was smoking a cigarette. I know, gross, foul.
Disgusting.
In the car, disgusting. And as I was smoking, I just threw my butt out the window. Didn't even think about it.
Littering, too.
Right? How disgusting.
Crime after crime.
And then I thought about it. You know, like, the Mandela effect and, like, getting knocked into an alternate universe, into a sister universe, and, like, you just get knocked into an alternate time frame. I feel like every time when I'm driving on the road and the car in front of me throws their cigarette out, it always gives me that sense, that feeling.
That spark.
When it hits the ground and I'm like, what the hell was that? And it's like, oh, and then I just get this weird feeling, this ominous feeling. And I'm pretty sure every time that happens to you or you do that to somebody, you're either being sent to or you're sending somebody into a sister alternate timeline. You're changing the course of their history.
I have considered that there are things that split timelines.
And I think throwing the cigarette out the window is one of them.
That's what helps me find calm, dude. It's like, it's because I'm on if that's the case, then I'm on a path predetermined. Then maybe I make a choice that splits me off, but I'm gonna be one of those splits. You know? And so it's like, then there's nothing to worry about, dude. So I think of deja vu as like, when I get deja vu, I'm like, oh, I'm on the right path. I see deja vu as like, oh, I'm supposed to be here because I've seen this before.
Nice.
So I know that this is the correct path.
Would the goal be to have deja vu all the time?
Yeah. And when I was a kid, dude, I was having deja vu all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, multiple times a day, all the time, dude. And I was like, oh, dude, I just know what's going to happen all the time.
You brought it up. My Buddhist friend, I asked him the other day, what is your response as a practicing Buddhist to the Christian idea of man is made in the image of God? You know, we are made in the image of God. I think that's a really interesting thing right there. And he said, I totally agree. I think the universe has made us the way we are to reflect itself and to reflect its creator.
I think it was evolution. I think we know humans look different at one point, so was God different
then? But what designed this evolution? You know, what designed it to specifically why does it actually look like this of all things?
Which evolution of humans was the one God based us off of? Like, which, you know? Was it cavemen? Because does God have the big brow? Super deep brow.
You know, the Bible acknowledges the existence of Nephilim, which are considered like giant people, or
yeah, dude. Because the Bible is just
we are Homo
somebody made up,
sapiens, and there are Homo erectus. There are other Homo species that we outcompeted.
I think it's just like we were bad at keeping stuff written, so the one guy who could write was just like bragging to all his home. He got all his boys who could write, Matt, John, Joseph. He got all his boys who could write, and he's like, dude, just make some shit up. And so it's like they were like, dude, I'm having a hard time. So they'd go out into the world and they would experience real things, but they'd fluff them a little bit. Like, say if somebody told a story about a bus that passed by a place that got robbed all the time, that's true. But what didn't happen was people got shot, and there was no bank robbers. I never saw any of that, dude. That's absurd. That bank just did get robbed a lot, and there's been times where we passed where there was cops, but there was never a shootout, dude. That's absurd. Kids seeing that? No way.
If I ever had a friend named Judas, I would never trust him. I know he would go behind my back. Judas set Jesus up. The Romans paid Judas money to set Jesus up, and then they crucified
I read
Jesus.
that book of the Bible. I read that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Were you a religious kid?
Nah. I mean,
is your family?
Terms. No, my family's not really. We went to church like normal people went to church.
Yeah.
But we didn't do a whole lot of stuff. And then it devolved to just going to church when we were at my grandparents' house, and then we didn't go to church at all because me and all my siblings were like, I don't want to go. But then on my own terms, I went to youth group because it was in the middle of the week,
Yeah.
and I got to leave the house. Like
Yeah.
as a kid, that's dope, and you want to
Youth
do
group
stuff
was
like
always
that.
cool.
And then I
Definitely
tried
got
my
into
hardest
some
to believe in
shenanigans
God
during
for a
youth
while.
group.
I tried my hardest to believe in God, but I just couldn't do it.
Well, we got
dude.
that one clip of you.
Yeah, that was a lie, dude. I didn't waste too much time believing in God, and I'm glad I dove into it enough to know that I don't believe in that.
Good stuff.
It's like maybe there's something out there that has some sort of control, but it can't care that much because it cares about as much as I would. You know, like if I created things that could do whatever they wanted, I would just let them be.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're probably gonna fuck shit up, but me giving you advice isn't gonna help.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing I've been practicing is not giving people advice.
Hey, Lars, one of my
When
favorite,
they don't ask for it,
You
yeah.
want a little critique? If I were to give you a critique, one of my favorite things about you is I have been at the lowest point in my life, and I've come to you asking for advice, and you've told me to fucking toughen up and fucking get back at them. Told me just fucking stay on my grind, keep it pushing.
And where are you? You're in college, dude.
I'm in,
you're a success story,
I'm in
dude.
college now. Yes, sir. Getting 72% on my test.
Yeah, 73.
73.
Before they graded the word problems.
Yeah, before they do
Graded
the type
the essay-
problem,
the
the
essay
essay
questions.
problems. I'll probably get an 80%.
Yeah,
but
easy 80%.
whatever. I got to take another one today, another test.
Dude, what a world. What world. This one we started pretty close, so let's just give it like another 5.
Alright. Are there any water break?
Water break is getting hot.
Are there any I was thinking about like brands. Are there any brands that like really resonate with you? Like maybe not like something you have or anything you own or anything, but like
No, dude, because I don't idolize dumb stuff.
I think as
I don't think I
Americans we
idolize
do.
anything.
I think we'd like to think that we don't,
Do
but
you
I think
idolize something? Like off your dome? 'Cause
clothes.
I don't. I like
don't know,
clothes and I
some
like dressing up,
I
but
have
like
some artistic pieces of clothes that like I kind of hold. They're like I just think they're really cool. I got like they'll never be dropped again.
yeah, but is that idolizing?
That-
That's just liking.
I think it's idolization.
Yeah, because you're idolizing things, objects. But like, I don't really give a shit. Like, would you turn it all in for fucking a pair of jeans that never goes bad and you never have to wash, and
Oh,
a shirt
yeah,
that you never
come on.
never goes bad, never have to wash,
If it's this shirt, my grandpa has been wearing this shirt for 40 years.
and you're trying to continue that?
Yeah, it was sitting in my trunk because I'm going to do some dry cleaning.
It used to be a white shirt.
It says dry clean.
Nice.
Yeah. Can't machine wash Pendleton, baby. These are Pendletons.
That's 100% wool.
Yes, this is a really nice. Check out the inside collar.
Nice.
It's really nice. Quality.
Yeah, dude, that's what I've been talking about. I want to switch up.
Pendleton. That's something that I don't idolize, but Pendleton, the brand, I don't idolize it, but man, do I sure.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's nice for sure.
I like it.
I want to start. Oh,
It's quality.
I want to start. You don't want to judge somebody based on their appearance or like judge a book by its cover, but I want to start leaning into the fact that that's true and people do it. So
Yeah.
I want to switch up my style.
We're judgmental creatures as it is.
Right. And so I want to switch up my style to start wearing more like button-ups, dress pants and stuff, just to see if people approach or interact with me
Dude,
differently.
it definitely. I kind of did that at school. My first semester of school, I wore a lot of button-ups and like kind of nicer
Yeah.
stuff. And then on days when I wasn't feeling it, I would just wear like sweatpants and a black hoodie.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like a way of how you hold yourself, how you feel, like just by wearing something a
I
little
know,
bit nicer.
and that's what I mean. Like, if I
Look
busted out
good-
in a
if you
tie
look good,
every
feel
day,
good.
I just wonder what people would say to me at,
And
like, the gas station. you
There's
know?
somebody we went to high school with. I wish I could name drop him. We should have him on the pod. But he would always dress up in like a full suit and tie whenever he came to high school and gave a presentation. And he would like balls to the wall. He did the
A
presentation.
lot of those sports
well.
kids do that because they, like, had to do it for game day.
Yeah, he wasn't a sport kid. He
which-
just liked doing it. He just
That's baller.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. He was kind of a dorky kid, but when
dude.
it was presentation day, he showed up.
I think there was a good handful of kids who did stuff like that, and I like the dressing up part, and I wish people didn't base how you looked on like what you might do, but like we're naturally gonna do it. You're naturally gonna assume stuff.
Definitely.
And so it's like I want to trick people into assuming I'm something when I'm not. by switch. And I've done it a couple times because I naturally like to dress a little garbagey, dude. And then be like unshaved and long hair and.
But when I've thought about you, like those portraits that like Therese took.
Yeah.
Lawson, you're a bum, but you make it look good.
And that's,
you make it look good.
The style part of it, but I want to switch up to going to wearing dress clothes and looking a little bit more and just seeing what kind of stuff. Like, I want people to be like, that guy sells insurance.
Yeah. I asked a buddy's dad who's like big into he's a pretty like big like business guy, really successful businessman. I asked him how like. I want to start wearing suits every week. Every day I want to wear a suit. How do I do that efficiently and cost effectively? And he said, you pretty much go out, you go to a respectable clothing warehouse store, you buy 5, 6, 7 suits of different colors, different shirts, different jackets, pants, everything. Each suit is probably going to cost you $1,000.
That's crazy. You can go to Goodwill. I'm just going to
go out, drop a couple bands on some suits, keep them all nice, get them dry cleaned every week or two, and then rotate them through different colors and mix and match suits. And but do you know how much fucking dry cleaning costs doing shit like that? Like that, you have to set your mind to doing something like that. You have to iron your clothes. You have to make sure they look nice. That's some commitment, some dedication.
I think you could take it a step down. Just have a couple nice suit jackets from... Like, just start by buying nice dress shirts.
Yeah. And
then having, like, universal pants.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can make any suit casual by wearing nice jeans.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I don't know. I just think it'd be funny to trick. I want people to be like, that guy does assistant dental work.
Yeah.
I love tricking people, dude.
I agree.
My earliest bit, were you there for that?
Yeah.
My earliest bit is, when I was a kid... I would ask somebody who's eating like peanut butter snacks or something. I'd be like, "Oh, can I get one of those?" And they would give me one, and I'd eat it, and then I'd immediately be like, "Is there peanut butter in this?" Knowing full well there's peanut butter in it, and then I would just pretend to be allergic. And maybe it's not as funny from the other point of view, but to me that's fucking hilarious, dude. I'm tricking kids into thinking I'm about to die, dude, and it's their fault for giving me peanut butter.
That's pretty funny.
And then, dude, I did a couple bits in high school where it was like, if you just said stuff with some sort of authority, people in school are so learned to do what you say. And so it's like, I'd just be sitting in the hallway doing work or something. Kids would come running by. I'd be like, "Hey, no running!" And they would just stop and like look back. And or I'd be like, "Hey, keep it down!" And then they would quiet down. It's like people would just kind of. And then when me, Max, and Bobby worked at IKEA. During COVID, we would let people into the building.
Yeah.
And, dude, you didn't even have to say words. You could just be like... Or you could, like I didn't ever got too disrespectful with it, but I heard Max and Bobby would, like, snap, and people would move.
Yikes.
Like, they'd be like... Yikes. And then people would start going, like, you just hold your hand up and be like, okay, that's good, that's it.
Let me tell one more story, and then we can finish her off. So, I was in...
I'll finish you off.
Thank you. I was in sophomore year film class, and we had a question of the day every morning. As soon as we walked in, I think it was the second hour, question of the day, and it was generally something like, what's a childhood memory? What's a favorite thing of yours? What's something that you like to do? Whatever. And this question of the day, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something along the lines of, what's a childhood memory? And everybody was going around, they told their story, whatever, and it gets to me, and I talked about how my mom had these flowers outside growing, this planting flower, this bed of flowers, and there was this neighborhood cat that came around, and it would eat the flowers, and it would fuck up the vegetables and shit. And I, like, really drawed out the story, and I was, like, telling this long story about this cat and my mom's flowers, just going back and forth for, like, a minute. And by the end of the story, after leading everybody on, I go, "So I killed the cat." And the whole class goes quiet. Didn't say anything, just quiet. And then I just, like, sit back down. They're like, "Oh, my God." And the teacher's just, like, she's kind of giggling. She was cool. She was one of the cool ones. Nobody else got it, though. And just goes to the next person. 2-3 years, I was at a party in high school later, and somebody is like, "Yo, aren't you that kid that killed that cat? You're the kid that killed that cat."
Dude, that's funny. I actually did that. I had a friend.
It was a plot based off of a show I saw. It was like a plot off of American Horror Story. That's what it was. I just recited the plot.
Dude, I've actually done that exact thing before with Gatsby. I once told somebody the story of Gatsby as if it was my own life.
That's crazy.
Because we had just read the book, so I was well versed. And I was just like, sometimes I walk over down by the lake and I just stare across longingly towards this green light that I see.
This green light, this blinking light in the distance.
And I just read it, so
What's
I was
her name?
really going.
My Delilah, or whatever the fuck her name is.
My Daisy.
My Daisy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buys her all those fucking flowers.
That was a pretty good bit, but I did one.
What a great fucking. That was a great story.
Starting rumors that weren't true with the consent of the person being rumored about is funny too. All right, that's about good.
Later, podcast. Love you.